Hello there, it's a new trick by Chris Cullen, MrGreedy's picnic party. Firstly, please excuse my dress. I just popped in out of the workshop to film this because unfortunately Chris isn't available. Also, I've read through the routine twice, so it could go terribly wrong, but let's see how we go. Anyway, this is the house, and in this house lives the Mr. Men. Let's have a look. Let's take them out. There we go. We've got Mr. Tickle, and we've got Mr. Bump, and we've got Mr. Greedy. Let's put those over there. Now one day they decided to go off to the woods for a picnic. This is the picnic basket they took with them. And in the picnic basket they got sandwiches, they got apples, and they've got water. So off they went to the woods, and when they got there, Mr. Greedy said he was hungry straight away. So he decided to have something to eat. He had some water, he had an apple, and he had a sandwich. And then he said, well, let's play a game. And the game he was going to play was hide and seek. And the first person to go and hide was Mr. Bump. No, it wasn't. It was Mr. Tickle. I told you I'd only read it twice. And they went off to play hide and seek, and Mr. Tickle went and hid. Now, unfortunately, Mr. Tickle wasn't very good at hide and seek. He hid behind a tree, but as soon as the other two came along, he jumped out and tickled them. So they found him straight away. So they told him he was no good at the game, so Mr. Tickle went off in a bit of a huff, and he went back to the house. Like that. Mr. Greedy said he was still hungry, so he had another sandwich, another apple, and another drink of water. Then they decided to play another game. Well, they decided to go into the woods and have a look at the animals. And Mr. Bump went off, and Mr. Greedy pointed out there was a bird's nest up in the tree. But Mr. Bump was so clumsy, he bumped into the tree and the bird's nest fell out. And Mr. Greedy laughed at him. So Mr. Bump, he went off in a huff too, and he went back home. Just like that. Mr. Greedy, he was still hungry, so he had another bottle of water, another apple, and another sandwich. And that he was so full up, he just fell on the ground and went fast asleep. And when he woke up, it was very late, and it was dark, and he was a little bit frightened. He was so frightened that he went and hid behind a picnic basket. Just like that. And then he got even more frightened because he heard footsteps coming along. But the footsteps belonged to a wizard, so it wasn't too bad. And the wizard said, "What are you doing out here?" And he said, "Oh, I've got lost and I fell asleep and it's a long way home." And the wizard said, "Well, where do you live?" And he said, "I live with the other Mr. Men." They said, "Well, that's a long way away. Perhaps I could get you home by magic. Turn around and stand over there by that tree." So he went over there and he stood by the tree. And the wizard thought, "Oh, I'm a bit hungry too. Before I go, I'll have something to eat." So he ate the last sandwich, he ate the last apple, and drank the last bottle of water. So the picnic basket was completely empty. Then he said the magic word, abracadabra. And do you know what happened? Mr. Greedy disappeared. And when they looked back in the house, all of the Mr. Men were back there. We've got Mr. Bump, Mr. Tickle, and Mr. Greedy. There we are, that's the trick. Now, it was originally intended we were going to do this with the basic prop. You'll know the basic prop, in my opinion one of the best value things in magic, because once you've bought this basic prop there's loads of add-ons, and for sort of 10, 15, 20 pounds you get another trick. It was made to go with that trick. So if you've got this prop, there's a version with a wooden door and the cards, but if you haven't got this prop and you don't want to buy it, then it's available just like that with these doors. Either version is £20, and there you go, that's Mr. Greedy's picnic party. Sorry about the poor performance. Thank you very much.